Thank you very much for being here and for joining us for this Landbot V2 webinar. Cristobal VR, Chris VR. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Landbot. You probably received like 1,000 emails from me. That's me. And here with me is Jackie, our CEO.
Hi everyone, this is Jackie, CEO and co-founder of Landbot. I'm very excited to be here and sharing with you guys all the new features we have for Landbot V2. So yeah, let's start it.
Great. So let me explain you first how we're going to do it. I'll start with a quick presentation. It's going to take 15 to 20 minutes. I'll go through the different new features in the app. I'm fully aware that most of you have been around the app for maybe hours or just days and you haven't had the time to test every feature, but we'll try to cover what's new. And if you have some questions, we have a Q&A session right before my presentation, right after my presentation, sorry. So Jackie and me will be answering your questions. You can use the chat, but we prefer if you can use the question, the answering question feature. You have a button right at the bottom of your interface. So we start with the presentation, then Q&A. If you have some questions regarding specific things, we might jump in the platform and show you live. So let's start. I'm excited to start this. So let's begin. So the first thing that changes in our second version of Landbot is the builder. So you may not noticed, but there are some things that make it easier to create chatbots. So first, on the visual side, we have no longer that welcome message. Now we call it start message. And we have some elements like these icons that tell us what kind of block we have there. So we have regular messages, we have images, we have buttons. So just with a quick view, we can get to understand what the flow is made of. We also have some new mechanics when it comes to block creation. So you don't need to click on the type of block and drop it in the canvas, but you can just click on one of these dots, drag it and drop it, and it will create a new block. And not only that, but you can start typing and you will start entering text in that block, and you can press Command and Enter to save that block. So all these features are trying to reduce significantly the time it takes to build a chatbot and make it more visual. Also, the connections are new, so if you have very big chatbots from 100 blocks or things like that, you're going to find it way easier to understand the whole flow and every connection there. So this is one of the biggest sections we've released so far. It's called Flow Analytics, and you can find it inside your Landbot editor if you click on Analyze. That's the last step of the chatbot creation, and you click on Flow Analytics. So you already heard of metrics and results, that table of results, that metrics with conversion. But now we have these Flow Analytics that basically draws the whole flow. And instead of the regular connections, we can see the percentage of users that take each path. So that's basically a block-to-block conversion. So this is great if you want to do some testing, if you have a couple of Landbots, and you want to take the performance of one between the other. So if you hover over any of these percentages, you can get the absolute number of people going through every path, and it's super useful to understand what's going on in your flow. So we use it a lot. We've been working with this for some weeks, and we use it a lot. So I strongly recommend you to test it and to see what's happening with your visitors while they're talking to your chatbot. Finally, now we have the conditional logic. This is a really interesting power up too, and it consists on 3 different features. It basically allows you to set some conditional rules to send visitors to one path or another. So there are basically 2 different types. We can trigger keywords, as we can see on this example. So we are asking a question like, what can I do for you? And we can set this conditional logic block. So when the last user answer contains a specific word, we can lead them to a certain path. And if it doesn't, we just continue to other conditional block in this example. And if it contains pricing, then we can talk about pricing. If it doesn't, then we can move on to a different block. So it allows to humanize that conversation because they're able to type in anything, and we're able to recognize those keywords and trigger different blocks. That's the first usage of the conditional logic. And the second one has to do with what the visitors enter when we're asking questions. So in this example, we're asking typical question, what's your budget? So we have 4 different options. And then we are asking, where are you based? and we have 3 different countries. So with conditional logic, we can not only send visitors to different blogs depending on one answer, but depending on a group of answers. So in this example, if the budget is over 4,000 and they're in Spain, we're going to assign that chat to human agent. So it's this kind of 2-step conditional logic that allows us to hyper-personalize that conversation and to qualify our leads. That's the biggest example. But there's so many applications of this kind of logic, and it allows us to create quite complex flows. If we move on, we have the A/B split. This is another power up, and it basically allows us to split our traffic into 2. So we can set it in any place of the canvas of the flow, and we can select which percentage of visitors that we want to send through path A or path B. So there are 2 main applications for this type of block. We can A/B test, which means I can try and ask for a different piece of information, for instance, like in this example. So I want to see if I ask for an email or if I ask for a phone, which works better. So I can have this A/B split, and I can have that experiment run in real time. Or I can use it to randomize messages too. So if I don't want to ask, for instance, for email the same way every time, I can set some A/B split with a 50% for each side and have those random messages, a couple of messages or 3 different messages, in order to humanize again the experience. So there are a lot of applications for this A/B split, and if we combine it with the flow analytics, we can get that deep overview of what's happening in the path, in the flow, and then how can we increase the performance. One of the really weighted features too was our Zapier integration. We've been working for weeks on this native integration. So if you remember, in the past, if you wanted to create a Zap, you needed that first app to be a send webhook, like a generic webhook, because we weren't part of their directory. Now we are, which means that you don't need to type in any function or anything. You just need to copy and paste your token API, and you will automatically connect your account with Zapier, and you can just click and it's going to collect all the information, and you just need to decide what you want to do with it. So you just need to copy and paste an API token to connect your account, and with a couple of clicks, you can select if you want to create a new spreadsheet row, if you want to update some MailChimp list, but it's super easy to configure, and we have a ton of articles explaining how to do it. So what used to take, I don't know, 15 to 20 minutes now can be done in 2 minutes, which is really great. Something really interesting too is the dev tools. Dev tools are all the resources for coders that Landbot has to offer. So it includes our API. We have 2 different types of API. It includes our inter-application communication engine, which is something we're developing right now that allows you to interact between the live chat or the Landbot and your website. It also includes the callback feature, really demanded, including our business plan, which allows you to make those queries to external databases and bring back data to the chat. So all these tools are available. If you check our knowledge base, you have a specific section for all these dev tools, and it can definitely take your Landbot to the next level and to have it fully integrated with your app or with anything else. Some important new too are referral programs. So we started seeing how thousands and thousands of companies were registering for Landbot. So we thought it was great to start building our referral program. So basically, you can earn rewards by sharing Landbot with your friends. So on top of the app button that indicates a pro, click on it, you'll see that there's some table here that shows the position of the different accounts and how many referrals they have. So we have the rewards here. So if you refer 5 friends to Landbot, you get a t-shirt, which is cool. I mean, you don't need to do anything else. If you refer 5 people, you get a t-shirt. And then you can get some other presents like a hoodie, or the top one every month, the top spot, the account that refers more accounts get a full professional lifetime subscription, which is kind of worth it. So all you have to do is click on this link, copy it, and share it using social media, mailing, SMS, whatever. The important thing is to bring your friends to the app and to be able to unlock these rewards. So the first month will finish next week, and we'll check the counters and we'll notify the winners, and we'll start giving gifts, which is great. Another big update here is we've totally redesigned our knowledge base. Now it has around 45 or 50 different articles that explain how to do pretty much anything. So some of the questions we get asked a lot in the past, like how to send variables using the URL, or how to configure the callback type block, or how to configure the send webhook. So all this is covered here in this knowledge base, and we are updating the content every day. So you can find anything, and if you don't, please send us an email and tell us, hey, I'd like to see these on the knowledge base or that other article, and we'll try to include it. So yeah, this is some live. It's live, so we need to make improvements on it. Finally, this is just a sum up or some other things that we've introduced in the platform in the past weeks, in case you missed them. For instance, you can upload files to any Landbot. Remember, it was limited in the past to just images and text, but now you can upload any type of file. So if you plan to have that kind of form that requires visitors to upload some files, it's great because now they can do it. You can also customize and type in emulation, which is those 3 moving dots that appear right after every block. How much time do you want to take? Do you want that message to deliver? We have auto saving features. It's not a full auto saving, which means that we still you still need to be careful if you're going to close completely your browser. But if you move from section to section inside the builder, you don't need to worry about saving, because the Landbot is going to do it for you. We also have that custom error. We get asked a lot this feature. Remember, you can translate any custom response to your language in Landbot. So all those messages like choose an option or type your name here, you can translate all that, but also the custom error. And finally, the new persistent menu. We used to have a persistent menu, which are a group of buttons right at the bottom of the Landbot that visitors could click to jump to specific blocks. So now that persistent menu can not only lead visitors to different blocks, but also send them to external links, and it's located on the top right of your Landbot. So new persistent menu is a power up too, and it's really, really useful. So that was it. Those were the biggest updates when it comes to Landbot V2. Of course, there are many, many more things that we're not covering here, but we wanted to bring the highlights or the biggest improvements in the app. Of course, it's now way more stable. If you've tried on mobile, you'll see significantly better user experience. So we're working really, really hard every day to take the app to the next level. That was it. I hope you have a lot of questions. Hope I was clear enough. Now Jackie is going to join me, and we're going to start reading some of your questions and try to give the best answer possible. So if you can just use the chat to start sending messages, you can use the chat again, or the questions and answers section. So we have some already.
Yeah.
Great. So let's, Jackie, if you want to start.
Yeah, sure. Nice presentation. Great. Hope everyone got all the new features we have here. So I will start reading some questions here, and we will answer them one by one. Okay. So Kyle is asking us, will it be possible to get a copy of these slides? Yeah. So Chris, how will we handle this?
Definitely. Right after the webinar, we'll be sending the recording and also the slides. Yeah, if you find them interesting, definitely we'll send them to you. That little presentation for sure.
Mm-hmm. I think we are also making a recording of the whole session. So if anyone missed some key points, we can share the video, and then you can go through it by yourself. So yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
So I think we are starting to have lots of questions. I'm going to speed a little up. Emmanuel was saying, depending on the reply of a user on the chatbot, is it possible to send automatically an email to the user via Zapier? So in this case, I think yes. The way how it works is you set up a trigger, and with the Zapier integration block, you can set the exact moment you want to sending the data to Zapier, and once the data is in Zapier, you can choose to integrate with any email service you have. You can integrate directly with Gmail, or you can integrate with MailChimp. That's your choice. But yeah, it should be working very easy.
Yeah, exactly. All you need is a couple of Zapier integration blocks on different parts of the flow, and each block is going to trigger a different email depending on basically your answer.
So the next question, also from Emmanuel. I like you are asking so many questions. Is it possible to upload a custom video loop in the background? I guess he's asking for the custom design in the Landbot to have a video as a background. I think right now you can only choose between our template videos. But if you use the custom CSS style, you can make some. You can upload a custom video loop and then use that as a background. I've seen some users doing it. I'm not sure exactly how to do that because I'm not the technical guy here. But Chris, do we have any article in our knowledge base that explain this point?
Yeah, I'm afraid not. But I will ask the team if there's some quick workaround, as Jackie said, using the CSS section of the design of the Landbot. And also there's some workaround. So right now, if you are able to get some high definition GIF, you can just upload it as a background image, and well, it can feel like a video. We've seen some Landbots from customers that actually have some GIF running in the background and it feels like a video. So that might be a workaround. But again, I'm going to ask the technical team in case there's some couple of lines in the CSS configuration that allows you to add a background video.
Nice. Okay, so next question from Knuta. I'm new to bot building. How can you sell this service to clients as a chatbot agency, sort of? Yeah, that's a good question. We have many agency as customers. What we saw many people do is they build a landing page with a Landbot, and then use that landing page to explain their services. And then when their customers saw those kind of interactions, they naturally has interest in this kind of project, and they will naturally ask the agency if they can do some custom work on that. So I think that's the first step you can start. You can also build some example chatbots and share those examples to the customers. I will suggest to make it as visual as possible, because this can really help the final customer get the idea of how does the chatbot work, and they will have easier time to buy those sort of projects. Next question. Hi there. The API callback feature is only available on the $130 plan. Yeah, that's something we have. That's how our pricing works. The API callback feature is only available for the business plan, and in order to get the feature, you will need to upgrade to the paid account to get the feature.
Yeah, I would like to add here that it might seem like a significant jump from the professional plan that's $50 per month to the business plan, which is 130. But I believe, and we truly believe that that leap you can take in terms of functionality with your chatbot, if you have those callback features, we believe it's really worth it, because the possibilities are way more open, and you can do pretty much anything with that callback feature. So yeah, that's the business plan, and it comes with all those features.
So next question. I think we are adding more and more questions, and it's not going to stop out. That's really nice. So Kevin Farina, with the new conditional logic, can you take the answer from the previous question and make them only selection option of a new question? The only selection option of a new question. Not sure if I understand correctly this question. So what?
I mean, you can always, if you collect some data like an email, you can use that data later. You just need that add email, and you can call that dynamic variable. So I believe that what Kevin means is that if we are able to use that information in a following question, yeah, the answer is yes. I don't know if we're being clear enough. If not, Kevin, if you could kind of formulate the question so we can better help you out. But yeah, I believe that's totally possible. All you need to do is call that dynamic variable using the add symbol, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, okay. So next question, again from Knuta. How brandable is the bot? Can I replace the bot icon with my own avatar? Yeah, nice question. So any visual element you see on Landbot is pretty much customizable. The avatar, the chat, the colors, and anything you see there, you can change it. And to change the avatar, you have to go to the design section, and there you have the option to change the logo and avatar, and you can upload your own avatar to make it more your branding. Okay.
Yeah, we've seen literally Landbots that you wouldn't tell they're actually a Landbot, because with some, aside from the regular configuration, if you start adding some CSS, it can look really aligned to your brand image, and yeah, it feels like a different interface. So yeah, you can customize it a lot.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so next question from, my name is Mason, so I guess Mason, hi. Is NLP on the roadmap? Yeah, so nice question. Right now we don't have any NLP support, as I'm sure everyone has already saw it. We do have some plans to integrate NLP, not from our own technology, but using some NLP technology from others, like I'm thinking about WithEye or Dialogflow from Google. Okay, so that's something we are still evaluating if that's something can be interesting for our users. Right now, it's not our top priority. We want first to make the conversational interface interaction more easier to use and have better UX. So I hope this address this question. Okay.
Yeah, I believe we can speed up a little bit, Yaki, because we have like a lot of questions.
Yeah. Sorry. So Jose Luis, how do you handle payment? Interested especially in Stripe payments. Yeah. So right now we don't handle payments. If that's the question, we do have special plans to integrate like payment blocks inside of Landbot, so people can use Landbot to even handle payment and transactional interactions with users. So that's something we will add soon.
Yeah, definitely in our roadmap, Stripe integration, that's going to be big. Yeah.
So next, Mason, do you have the ability to save users and variables? Absolutely, yeah. So every interaction of a user with a Landbot is saved as a variable, and then later you can use those variables to personalize the experience with the user. A very simple example is the name. Whenever you ask the name of the user, you can save that as the variable name, and then in later interactions you can use the variable to personalize the user experience. And like this with any other interaction you have with the user.
All right.
Can Landbot Analytics be easily integrated with Google Analytics? Right now, what you can do is using the Google Analytics tracking code. You can use the tracking code to track conversion rate inside of Landbot, and then Landbot has its own analytics, as we saw before. Okay, I hope that's what you are asking for.
Yeah, I wanted to add, Paul, that our CMO Franco Necos has worked on some step-by-step guide on how to track conversions using Google Analytics and Landbot. So in the email, we'll send you with the presentation and recording. We'll include that link to that article, and it's basically a huge guide on how to track everything using Google Analytics and Landbot. So yeah, next question. Super curious about how popular Landbot is now. How many people attended this? All right. So well, in our account, transparency is one of our cornerstones. So the limit of Zoom is 100 participants, and I can tell you we're really close to it. So yeah, we're not 100 people, but we're close to that number. We're seeing how many people is is interested in Landbot, and the attention we're receiving is increasing really fast. So yeah, we're really happy with that. Thanks for your question, Paul.
Yeah. So should we continue?
Yeah, let's try. I'll try to be all right. So can you white label Landbot? Definitely. If you subscribe for your professional plan, you can remove Landbot branding. So basically, nobody will tell that's a Landbot. So you get rid of all of our buttons and everything, and yeah, you can have it white label. Yeah, Newt is asking again about the NLP functions. As Jackie said, we have plans in the mid-long term to add some external NLP engines from different providers, probably not native, but using some other tools. But yeah, not right now, because we're focusing on those conversational user interfaces. But in the future, yeah, probably in something like 3-6 months time, we'll start thinking about adding NLP functions. Yeah. Yeah, so any experience using Landbot with AdWords PPC campaigns? Curious about quality scores. I believe we're not the most qualified people to answer this question, right, Jackie? I believe Fran could give a way better answer to this. So let me ask him, the marketing team, in case we have some information about this, and we'll send it to right after the webinar.
Yeah, I think people have used Landbot for all sorts of paid campaigns, but I'm not sure in particular how does it work with PPC. So I will let Fran to solve this one.
Great. So Mason, again, great update, guys. Congrats. What's V3 look like? I don't know, Jackie, if you can answer this question. It's a bit soon, but.
Well, that's something we're still working on. Cannot share a lot yet, because V2 is still we are still working on improving V2. But some of the things we are trying to accomplish with Landbot in general, our vision is to make the Landbot experience as personalized as possible. And we're definitely working a lot on integrations with third-party apps in order to make those workflows very, very smooth and frictionless. So that's something we're working on. Also, we really try to keep improving the UX on how users interact with a Landbot, giving more mechanics of the possible interaction user can have. And also, finally, we have some special plans for making Landbot more useful for e-commerce companies, doing some more transactional interactions in Landbot. So yes, I will just leave it here. Hopefully E3 came out soon. Okay.
Great. So Emmanuel saying thank you. Thank you a lot, guys. Thank you, Emmanuel, for being here. Now Gideon is asking, will you be linking to Facebook Messenger? Same for Autopilot HQ or other marketing automation system. So yeah, right now we integrate with Facebook Messenger already. It's part of our channels, and yeah, we plan to add more and more features to that integration in the future. Of course, most of our focus is on our native channel Landbot, but Messenger chatbots, especially in terms of cross-channel functionalities, are on our roadmap, and we'll be increasing our we'll be improving the features they have. With regarding Autopilot HQ and other marketing automation system, right now if you want to integrate some of those tools, you may need to use Zapier, but we're also working on some native integration with big players in marketing and automation. So yeah, I believe you should use Zapier now, but we'll be bringing native integrations with the biggest names in the industry soon. Gideon is asking, will you enable people to white label Landbot or resell it in a commercial way? Yeah, that's also something we've been thinking about a lot. So right now the really fast in our user base too, and yeah, definitely we had a lot of interest from agencies and other companies to resell Landbot. So right now we don't have a dashboard or a sort of managing that kind of reselling, but definitely it's part of our roadmap to consider that and to add some special functionalities for resellers in the future, some specific pricing plans and some policies. So yeah, that's something we want to work in. Yeah, Nut is saying that people are using the chat for questions. Yeah, sorry guys from the chat. Let me answer a couple of questions here. So will you enable people to white label Landbot? We've already talked about these. Do you have recommendations of developers we can hire to help with dev tools? I have a database I'd like to connect using the API callbacks. So we don't have, that's a question by Lisa. So Lisa, we don't have any specific group of developers that we recommend our users to hire for this kind of developments, but we do ourselves some developments for specific customers. So if you're interested in having us developing something for you, if you don't have that technical knowledge, you can reach us at help@landbot.io, and you can tell us your project, and we can chat there and share some proposals. And definitely we're into some custom development too. So yeah, feel free to ask us, and we'll tell you if possible. Yeah, Gideon already answered. Yeah, Josh is saying that in the background he used a GIF and it works fine. So that question regarding the video loop in the background, Josh is saying that the GIF works great. So you may want to test it. Why address? Dan is asking why address suggestions don't work on mobile. So I was not aware of this. That might be a bug actually. So yeah, I'll ask the team, and I'll let you know then about why that address suggestion is not working on mobile. Let me write it down. All right. Yeah. So yeah, if you want to continue, Yaki, then
yeah, maybe I will continue a little bit. I'm a little boring, yeah. not saying anything here. No, just joking. So from Nuta, I really like Luis from Microsoft for NLP. You guys should check it out. Yeah, we are. We will definitely check it out. We are also talking with AI, and they have also a very nice NLP. So we will see which one we will integrate. Maybe we will even integrate multiple NLP services. Paul, fantastic guys. Thank you, Paul. I think Landbot will surpass the popular ones when Messenger is integrated 100%. Yeah, yeah, sure. We are more focusing on native chatbot development with website based experiences, but we do have plans for better integration with other channels like Messenger. So yeah, stay tuned. Peter posted one last question in the QA. Yeah, well, once we finish here, we will go back to the Q&A section, okay? From Lisa, thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Yeah, glad to like it. So, okay, let's continue from Q&A section.
Yeah.
Do you want to continue?
Yeah, so Josh is asking if will the conditional blocks have or capabilities in the future? For example, reply contains X or Z. Definitely. Right now, if you wanna have or you want to emulate that or capability, you need to add two different blocks. So first block will be if it contains these, and if it doesn't, then you can link it to another block, and if it contains that. So it's not. In terms of building, it might not be that easy to build, but it's definitely possible. And yeah, in the future, we'll be adding some more complex filters in terms of conditional logic blocks. Andrea Forney is asking, what about NLP? Are you going to implement it in the future? Yeah, already answered. We do have plans in the midterm to integrate with some external NLP providers in order to have those capabilities for Landbot too. So yeah, that's something we've considered and will be probably adding in the mid-long term. Kyle is asking, have you guys had the chance to update the date picker build? I don't think so.
Well, I believe yes.
I believe you're talking about it.
I believe, yeah, we have some we have made some changes in the UX of how date picker work. Right now, when people go to the date picker, it appears with a calendar view, and they can choose the date. I think that's how it works now. Maybe you should check it out again, Kyle, and see if that's what you have in mind. Okay. Next question, Jose Luis, is it possible to collect payment inside of Landbot? I believe we already addressed this before. I appreciate your answer for selling. I'm thinking more about, do I need to provide them login? Do I need to sell maintenance, or can just be one-time fee for a robot for itself? How do you do this in practice? If you can describe the process setting up a Landbot IO for sales. I don't understand the entire buy process for chatbots. Yeah, maybe Nuta, you can write an email to our support team, and we can explain this in more detail. Also, this is not our main value proposition to help you selling other chatbots, but we can definitely give you some guidance there, okay? Daniele, why address suggestion don't work on mobile? Yeah, we will check it out and see if there is some bug and we can solve it. Also, the address suggestion, I think it's depend on the browser you use, and maybe in mobile it's not very compatible.
All right. So you wanna? Yeah. All right. So Paul is asking if can Landbot recognize users who come back several days. So yeah, definitely we have that revisit feature, which means that if you visit a a Landbot for the second time is going to ask you, hey, do you want to start over the conversation or do you want to continue it? Of course, it's not possible for us to recognize users if, for example, if they access the URL on mobile and then on desktop, we're not able to tell they're the same user, but same happens with any live chat. So if there isn't the same IP address and same computer, 90% of the time we'll be able to recognize that second visit and they'll be able to continue the conversation or start over, definitely. In fact, if you go to settings and custom responses, you can customize that specific text that appears when they revisit your Landbot. So thanks for your question, Paul. Emmanuel is asking, is it possible to customize a back button, make it more visible, for instance? Yeah, right now you need to hover over the buttons to see that back button. I believe with some CSS that has to be possible, but not from the interface. So there's no option you can just click to make it more visible. But I will definitely try adding some CSS to see if you can if it can be displayed the whole time or if it can be bigger, or we always recommend to, so if we need to think of our visitors, our potential visitors. So the best thing to start with in a chatbot is to explain how the whole interaction works. So if you have a persistent menu, you should tell your visitors, hey, there are some buttons up there, you can click them. And also the back, you can hover over the buttons and click back to go back to the previous question. So it's important to explain how the experience works so they can fully enjoy it and take the most out of it. Great. So Gideon, will you link directly to Autopilot or automation marketing system, or is it just Zapier that I should? Yeah, I think this was already answered, Gideon. Thanks for your question. James Foster, hi, B2 looks amazing. Do we need a $130 plan to integrate with Zapier? Not at all, not at all. Zapier is available on every plan. So if you click on Power Ups inside the chatbot builder, you'll see that Zapier integration type lock. So yeah, definitely you don't need that business account to integrate Zapier. It's available on any premium account. Do you want to continue, Jackie?
Okay, so feature request, a sort of evolution path of a Landbot. Let it get more complicated as the usage of the bot increases. That way you won't scare off elders. Yeah, so I guess what she's saying here is we should make some more advanced features for Landbot. So more advanced users can build in more powerful flows. I guess that's the question here. Yeah, definitely that's something we try to do. What we try to do here is make the first experience as simple as possible. But if you really want to build more powerful flows, you can have all the tools to do that. Okay, and next question, Andrea, 40, pricing. Is it possible to start and test the full system by buying a monthly plan and then move to an annual plan? Yeah, absolutely. We even offer a 7-day money back guarantee, no question asked. So you can upgrade to a paid plan anytime you want. And then if you really like the app, you can switch to an annual plan anytime you want as well. Gideon, what about Facebook Messenger connection as a chatbot? I believe we already explained that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, continue you if you want, Christopher.
All right, so better is asking, not sure if it's implemented, but do you have a trial for the professional plan? Again, we don't offer trials, but we do offer a 7-day money back guarantee. So instead of joining a trial for any plan, you can just upgrade, take the features, and then after 7 days you're not interested in joining our subscription, you can just let us know through email, and we'll cancel your account and refund your money. So we won't ask you any questions. You have 7 days to fully test any feature, and if you're not happy with it, you can just cancel your subscription. Someone is asking, are you familiar with Front App? Any plans of direct I believe direct integration or something like that. Yeah, we do know Front App, they're doing some awesome job. We don't have any plans to integrate with these kind of tools, more based on different channel integration. But yeah, that's something interesting as feedback to, yeah, to know that you're interested in Front App. So yeah, not really plans for the future, but yeah, but that's something we'll keep into consideration. Um, Lisa, yeah, we already answered that questions using the chat. Danielle, I'm wondering if WhatsApp integration is still an option of the business plan. So I'm afraid not, Danielle. We used to have that integration with WhatsApp for business accounts, but we're not offering it anymore. We're just going to wait to see what WhatsApp does in terms of public API released and all that, and then we'll decide if we want to integrate it back into our app, but now natively instead of the way we did. So right now it's not possible to integrate WhatsApp, I'm afraid. Jose Luis, so e-commerce integration is in your roadmap for this year or one or two.
Yeah.
If you can.
So about the e-commerce integration, it's something we are already working on. We are working on some prototypes. I believe in Q2 we can have something. No promises here, but in case you are really interested in the e-commerce integration, please write us an email and we will let you know if you are interested to become the beta tester for those features. So yeah, next, can you use the bot flow to target a percent seen of videos, like 50% is seen, go to option 1, if 75% go to option 2, 100% to go into option 3. Wow, that's a really
That's a complex conditional logic. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm sure that we don't have it right now, but I'm not sure if that's something we can do in the future. Okay, I will ask the team, and we will answer you back with after this session. So next question: how complex could be the bot blocks before it become complex to move around with arrows? I believe we have people who are building very complex bots. I'm talking about bots with more than 100 and 200 blocks, and they still can navigate very easily with the flow. Also, we have just implement the zoom in, zoom out feature. With that, you can easily making changes and having the big image having the full image in mind. So I think you can go to a pretty complex flows with the arrows. Okay. Can you continue, Christopher?
Yeah, sure. So Nut is asking, when can I talk with my Landbot with voice? I'm tired of Alexa. Yeah, so speech to text recognition and all these features. Yeah, we're really interested in everything that has to do with alternative interfaces or ways of interacting with Landbot. Voice is something that's in our mind, and we might think of something related to voice in the long term. No, probably not next week, not next month, but in the future, yeah, why not? Why not? Everything, if it makes it easier for the user to interact with voice, will improve voice definitely. So Josh is asking, hey guys, love the update. Landbot and SEO, what is the way to handle these Google search descriptions, for example? I don't know if you, Yaki, can provide a better answer for this.
Yeah, sure. So in terms of SEO optimization, what you can do right now is go to the settings section inside of the builder, and then fill out the metadata, meta description, and those will automatically be crawled or indexed in Google search. And that's the first step you can do to optimize your SEO for any Landbot you use. Okay, and we are seeing different options for the future, even to integrate the whole content of Landbot, but no promises there because that's something still very new, and I have no idea how does it work. Sorry for that. So maybe next question, have you any case study you can share in live B2B environment? Yeah, I think our own case is the very best example. We use Landbot as our home page. When you visit landbot.io, you can see that all the whole page is conversational, and we are getting like 19% of conversion rate from visit to people signing up for our service. What we saw in B2B environment, what works very good is using the bot to explain the service and do some sorts of lead qualification, and then use those information to generate the leads and then close the deal afterwards. This is something you should definitely check out, and I think it will boost a lot of your conversion rate. Next, Alexa skill, no Alexa skills right now, maybe in the future. I'm trying to speed up a little bit, okay?
Yeah.
So this is a bit out there, but do you think a Landbot conversation will be impacted by GDPR? A good question. We are already working with lawyers to make sure Landbot is 100% complying with GDPR. So as we are operating ourselves in Europe, it's indeed a big concern, and we will make sure Landbot is working fine with the GDPR. Our last question from Lisa: did you end up finding out how to integrate with Bubble.is apps? Would it be through Zapier? I have absolutely no idea what is Bubble.is. I guess it's.
Yeah, I'm afraid I've just checked it out, and it's not part of Zapier's directory, so it wouldn't be possible to integrate it with Zapier. But yeah, I believe they do have their own API. So with our API too, it should be possible to make some custom integration, but it's not part of Zapier, so no two-click integration, I'm afraid. All right, so one more question. Any feature enhancements for specific entry fields for height and weight? Yeah, definitely. I believe that as the product keeps developing, we'll be adding more and more specific types of questions. So it's not only about email or name. We started out with those. Now we have address, now we have date, now we have phone number. So yeah, we'll be adding more and more type of inputs. So yeah, so it's easier for visitors to fill them, definitely. Note is asking, does a Landbot have memory? Can people tell them stuff and have they remember it? So the Landbot can become a digital friend. I don't think so. I mean, it as long as it recognizes you, the same thing we were talking about when we explained the second visit feature. So if he's able to recognize you, yeah, you can retrieve any data that was previously collected from you. But I don't know if that far to become your digital friend, but it could be. You can definitely build a friend from scratch using Landbot. So Lisa, one last question. Do you end up? Yeah, that's Bubble. Sorry. Sorry, Gideon. What are your thoughts about how Landbot fits with voice interface? Seems a natural link.
Yeah, I think we already covered that question. So let's move on.
Are you guys in Valencia or Madrid? We're based in Valencia. We're traveling a lot. We have some part of the team working in Madrid too. So yeah, we're in Valencia, based in Valencia. Will Landbot flows ever be able to learn from different user sessions and share information across them in real time? For example, Landbot asks a user a question, then tell you the percentage of others to talk to it, agree or disagree. Yeah, I mean, in the future, we were thinking about that that automatic improvement of the flow with the information from different interactions. So if we have a example of 100 interactions or 1,000 interactions, we want Landbot to learn about all those interactions and be able to be more and more. Right now, it's not a feature, but yeah, definitely that's something interesting we'll be including in the feature. Is it possible to make white label a part of professional plan? Say starter, it's a very nice feature, and the business plan is a bit too much. Yeah, I mean, professional plan comes with white label. So if you upgrade to our professional plan, you can get rid of our branding from everywhere in your Landbot. That's totally possible. Emmanuel is asking, is it possible to integrate JavaScript tags into the flow? Yes, yes, it is. Right, Yaki? All you have to do is add all those functions on every block. They won't be displayed in the final user experience, but you can use it to tag blocks or conversions or anything. Yeah, Emmanuel, that's totally possible. It's asking, can you use Landbot for gamification, like congratulating people who buy stuff on your website? Definitely. I mean, the possibilities with Landbot are unlimited, and gamification is, yeah, it might be a way to go. So you can link them to that specific URL, and you can say congratulations for doing this or that. Definitely, that's something interesting to interesting use case. Gideon, this is the most useful webinar I've been on for a while. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Gideon. Really glad to hear that. I don't know if you want to continue, Yaki, or.
Okay, so let's finish up. In case of producing a Landbot project for a customer organization, is it possible for me to purchase some sort of promo code that can be used to grade on an own business plan account for this customer for maintenance purpose? This way, the final customer would only make one payment for the final product, and I would take care on account payment towards you. I'm not sure if he's thinking about giving some sort of promo code for reselling the Landbot. I'm saying I think right now it's not possible. We will give it a thought for the future. Okay.
Yeah, I think he's thinking about that reselling capability, so they can charge a little bit more than what a subscription means, and then he can pay as a subscription and have some higher pricing for his or her customer. Yeah, again, that's something we'll work on to have to allow companies and other businesses to resell our Landbots somehow. We don't know if through promotional codes or through some administration dashboard, but yeah, we'll take that into account. All right, so Lisa, awesome. Thank you, Lisa, for coming. Gideon, will the Landbot T-shirt make me more cool? I mean, you'll be the coolest guy on earth, Gideon, with our T-shirts. Yeah. that's for sure. Yeah, they're gonna be fun. They're gonna be funny. So, note, will a Landbot be able to run a webinar like this one by itself? Definitely. I mean, Landbot is getting more and more intelligent. So maybe in a couple of months, he can do our job, and we can just go to the beach and enjoy a mojito. Yeah. All right. So, Luis, thanks for all these great webinars. Thank you, Jose Luis, for coming. Both Jack and Cristobal, our pleasure.
Thank you.
Finally, last one. Note, can you have Messenger Landbot to remind users of subscriptions? Can you have Messenger Landbot to remind users of subscriptions? I don't know if I understand the question. Do you, Yaki?
Yeah, I think he's asking for maybe the newsletter part using Messenger. Right now, we don't support any newsletter features yet, but it's something we have in our roadmap. So we were working on that one.
Yeah, like schedule, send in, and everything. Yeah, we'll work on that. Thank you, Josh. Awesome webinar. Thank you for coming and joining us. All right, so finally, I think we've answered every question here. I'm checking the chat, and I don't think there's any more questions there. If we do see any question, we'll be answering these in the email. Thank you, Lud, for all your participation. It wouldn't be possible with you without you asking questions. So thank you very much. You're not a pain in the ass. So thank you very much, guys, for joining us in this webinar. I believe this format is kind of interesting. We used to do more demo in our webinars, but at the end of the day, with questions and answers and having Jackie Pan here with us, I think it's really, really interesting. So we'll be hosting more and more webinars in the future. We're pretty sure about that. So thank you very much. I don't know, Jackie, do you want to add something?
No, I think you have covered everything, and I'm really surprised, but also amazed by all the participation of our users. So it seems we have a really passionate crowd about Landbot. Yeah. And yeah, we will keep working on improving the product, and hope you guys can keep with us, and we will build the conversational website of the future. Thank you, everyone.
Great. Thank you, everyone.
So yeah,
you need to.
have a nice day, everyone. Bye.
Yeah, thank you. Bye bye. Have a nice day, guys.